Okay, you guys did it. You brought it here. I wish I was actually a part of it originally, but the Snyder Cut has another trailer. Hi, my name is Michael S. Garner, and I do comic book related TV shows and movie reviews and stuff like that. I wish I could do comic books, but I think it's a conflict of interest since I have a comic book that right now is not really doing anything, but it is online. I won't review comic books. Maybe I'll like chime in about them, whatever. But this is a kind of a reaction to what premiered yesterday, which is the new Snyder Cut Justice League trailer. I don't believe I've ever done a video on the Snyder Cut. I've never even said anything about it. For those of you who may not know what the Snyder Cut is, the Snyder Cut is basically Zack Snyder, who originally did Man of Steel, and he did Batman v Superman, and he was supposed to complete the Justice League movie that had all this drama stuff that happened. I'm not going to give my opinion on that right now. I am going to give my opinion on a couple other real things just before I go right into the trailer and break it down from what I saw and just my opinions on it and how I'm basically excited. I'm a huge Superman fan. I'm a huge Justice League fan, so I can't wait to see this. But I did not advocate for having this to come out. The only reason why I didn't is because, well, basically, I accepted the version of Justice League that we got in the movie theaters, the original one. Despite knowing everything that went on behind the scenes, I went into it as a view of just, this is what it's basically going to be. And so I really didn't have any gripes about it. The one thing I do want to say, though, is I'm going to give you kind of a quick history on this. And in order to give you the quick history on my opinion on this whole thing about the Snyder Cut and just everything that has happened without going it beat per beat, but I do have to do two big beats, which are the two movies that Zack Snyder directed prior to this, which is Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. Because I've never done a video on them. I wasn't doing videos at the time. I did a reaction to Batman v Superman and everything like that, but I didn't do videos on Man of Steel. I wasn't into this world and everything like this, the YouTube world. Now I am. I'm pretty much, yeah, I'm deep into it. I'm not big, but I'm into it. So I just want to give you, if I was around back then, this is going to be my opinion about certain movies, Man of Steel starting with. I thought when I saw Man of Steel that it was the movie that we needed from Superman in this day and age when it came out. Because we had other movies that Marvel has most likely done, and some other companies have done, that have been more gritty, special effects heavy, all this stuff like that. And I always wanted to see that as a Superman movie. I grew up with Christopher Reeves. I grew up with George Reeves in the black and white eras. I watched almost every single incarnation of Superman you could possibly think of, musical as well. Everything. Fleischer series, everything. Gerard Christopher and John Newton as Superboy in the 80s, which I grew up with. I'm a huge, huge Superman fan. And unlike the people who disliked Man of Steel, I liked it for what it was. It didn't give me the same feelings that Christopher Reeves did, but I didn't expect it to. And I thought that when a lot of the criticisms that came about Man of Steel, I kind of just ignored. I'm like, that's your opinion and everything. I perfectly, you have your opinion. And I do understand the reason why they have that opinion. But the thing is that prior to that movie, we got Superman Returns, which I went into that movie very hopeful, very hopeful. And the thing is that when I was watching that whole movie, I knew that there wasn't going to be a supervillain in it. I knew it was going to be more like a Christopher Reeve thing, but I didn't know how much. And I grew up with Christopher Reeve. I love that version of Superman. But I felt that at the day and age and era when Superman Returns came out, it is a different environment. We had already had Spider-Man movies. We already had X-Men movies. You needed to do something bigger. You can't just do this. You can't do the 70s style of a movie, and that's what I thought that Bryan Singer was trying to do. He was trying to do his version of a Superman Christopher Reeve movie, and I was like, I thought it was a fine story. I thought it was a good movie, but I thought it was wrong for the era that we were in. We needed more action. We needed a villain that could stand up to Superman. We needed so many different things in that movie, and we didn't get it, and that's why it had a lukewarm reception. I was really glad that critics liked it, though. And with Man of Steel, I thought they corrected all of that. But you know what? You know how fans are. They still didn't like it. It was divisive. It's like, why did Superman kill? Why didn't he save all these people? I'm not going to go into all that. I could do a whole video on that and the whole reasons why. And I can tell you the times when Superman did have to kill. I can tell you when he killed General Zod in the comic books, Nam, and Ursa, all of them. But violently with kryptonite and holding up to them until they died. But I'm not going to go into all that. But I appreciate Man of Steel for what it was, and I thought that it did what it was supposed to do, but then when the critics and everybody was reacting to it later, apparently it didn't. Okay, going to Batman v Superman. I love that movie. I love Batman v Superman. I am one of those people. I had no problem with it. I had no problem with the depictions because I was going off of what happened in Man of Steel. This is what happened in that world. This is what happens. When Wonder Woman came in, I fell in love. I was going, I was doing that all day long. Love that movie. Loved everything about it. Love the fact that it was gritty and dark. I love the fact that it hinted to so many things that were going to come into the future. I didn't think that it had to explain so much, but apparently later, audiences felt that they were kind of lost in certain things. And I took back and I went, I understand that perspective. I do understand that perspective. But from my perspective, that was the movie that I've always wanted from a superhero movie. I wanted it serious, I wanted it dark and gritty, and I wanted to have consequences, which it did have, in my opinion. That was me. Okay, so when Zack Snyder was supposed to do Justice League and he got taken off of it and Josh Whedon got brought in there to fill in all the gaps and everything like that and shoot a lot of major new scenes, I was like, okay, this is part of course. When they got rid of Zack Snyder on this movie, I said, okay, this is a reaction to the reactions that happened with Man of Steel and happened with Batman v Superman. And those reactions basically were, oh, it's too dark, it didn't have enough humor in it, and Superman shouldn't be portrayed this way, blah, 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 blah. So when Justice League came out, and they took the big step of getting rid of Zack Snyder because they didn't want another divisive movie like that, they still got a divisive movie because people were complaining, oh, it's too hokey, they didn't do this. There's so many complaints about Justice League that they liked it. And if you look back at my review on Justice League, I went, this is what you wanted. This is what you guys all wanted. You asked them to make it lighter. Guess what? They made Justice League lighter. You wanted to have more humor in it. Guess what? Justice League had a lot of humor in it. And don't give me that crap with the frickin' mustache. I swear to God, most people, if you didn't know the mustache was there, you wouldn't have seen the mustache. You'd have seen Henry looks a little weird. Why does he need CGI? But it's just, these things got on my nerves. So that's the reason why I accepted Justice League for what it was. Because I'm like, this is what you guys wanted. Not necessarily what I wanted. But I'm not like that. I don't need to have something that I want. I can appreciate whatever's in front of me for what it is. And I did. I appreciated the original Justice League movie for what it was. It was normal. It wasn't great. It wasn't horrible. I rewound that scene with Wonder Woman, like blocking all those bullets 15,000 times. I've seen that. So I watched it so much. But yes, that's kind of my history with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and the original Justice League cut. So, but I am very happy that people cried out, that they said that they want to see Zack Snyder's version of this movie, or what Zack Snyder would have done if he'd actually finished this movie, because he didn't have it finished. And they gave him a shitload of money to do it, and I'm happy they did that. So all you people out there for the Snyder Cut, thank you. I wasn't advocating for it, but I'm glad that it happened. And I wasn't denouncing it either. I was just saying that this is what the audience wanted, so give it to them. Oh, but it had the same result, but whatever. Okay, so going to this trailer. I just want to give my thoughts on this trailer and a couple of scenes that I picked out and everything like that. As best as I could snap them. And here's my thoughts on the movie. So I'm assuming from this opening part of the trailer that this is the aftermath of Doomsday and his fight with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And you can kind of see Superman right here. I believe right there, yeah, there's a hole in his chest and everything like that. So this is after everything had happened, the downfall of that. And we know what happened after that. Superman died. Here we see what looks like to be Hippolyta on Amazon Island, Paradise Island. And then we see the whole chamber that was holding the mother box, well, in the original Justice League, crashing down off the ledge, which looks amazing to me. And God, And here we go into the nightmare sequence that we saw in the original Justice League movie with Batman and Superman. And I love this. It looks like they've actually added a lot of scenes, and I know that he's going to flesh this out even more. This was released online prior to this when Zack Snyder decided to put a sneak preview with the deleted scene that had Diana going to the island to see the arrow that her mother shot into the air there as a signal to warn her about Darkseid. And I just love this. I love what she's wearing. I know that we saw her in the museum and everything like that, but I love how regal Diana always looks in her civilian clothing. And just to see her walking about this like in the whole Indiana Jones style and to see her coming up on the printed, the little scripture on the wall of Darkseid and everything like that. I just think this looks like a cool scene. And I wonder if this is going to be flashbacks or anything there, or like imagery, and maybe this is how she actually finds out about the story of Darkseid and everything that's gone on prior to this in the universe. This looks amazing. I mean, Darkseid walking through what looks to be, I believe, a throne room, maybe his throne room, and then I think that's Desaad on the left of him, and maybe that's Kalibak on the right. If that's Kalibak on the right, it doesn't really look too much like him. I'm used to seeing Kalibak like really big and muscular like Darkseid, so I'd expect him to be CG. Maybe he's another one of the people from Apocalypse, is one of his other minions. This is something I kind of didn't expect. Steppenwolf. We actually see him he just looks more menacing and badass. But the one thing I do want to mention right here is that, well, his horns and everything like that, they're actually flesh. I didn't expect that because the version that we got in the original Justice League movie, it just seemed like he was wearing a helmet to make him look more like the devil and everything like that. And yeah, that was precedent in the comic books. But it looks like Zack Snyder has given the choice of like making him look more like a horror character. So the helmet is actually just protecting his actual horns. And it just, I just love it. It's just like flesh. It looks like a horror movie. And there he is in his complete costume. I love it, like the spikes and everything like that. He just looks, I said menacing before, but he just looks, he just looks like a machine. Like he's just going to mow down everybody who's in front of him. And despite the Ray Fisher controversy and everything like that, we have Cyborg here. And it's been told by Zack Snyder in many, many interviews and all these things that he's going to be a big part of this. And we could kind of tell because in a prior trailer before the original Justice League was released, I even mentioned it in a video, that we saw all these scenes of Cyborg, but we never got to see them in the movie. So they cut so much out from him. And I can't wait to see it in this movie. This is another scene I can't wait for. The scene with Flash, Barry Allen, and Iris. I had seen the footage that was online. That was the animatic or whatever you want to call it of this whole scene here. But it was before any of the special effects were completed, and I thought it was awesome. Just him putting his finger through the glass and him running on the ground, and the ground kind of like warping out of the way because of the power of his Speed Force and allowing him to run through it. It was just. I thought it was amazing, and I can't wait to see this whole scene done with CGI. Now, this is a scene that kind of surprised me. We had seen this in the original trailer for the original Justice League movie that was released in theaters, with Bruce Wayne looking at the holographic image of Superman. But in this one, we actually see the camera pan around, and we see Diana in the room too. So, taking out a sequence, I'm wondering if this is the point where he's actually talking about Superman with the entire league or just Diana herself. Again, I can't wait to see the war in Zack Snyder's eyes realized again. Between the Amazons, the gods, the Atlanteans, and the human fighters going against Steppenwolf and his forces. Because it was pretty epic, I thought, in the original Justice League movie, but I know that Zack Snyder is going to blow it up in his own way. Seeing Wonder Woman in action more is always a good thing. I think it's great. I hope that she really takes it to Steppenwolf this time, because the last time she really got kind of shoved aside a little bit, which I kind of was annoyed with. But she held her own, but you know that she can do so much more. And especially after everything that's happened with Wonder Woman 84, I did a video on that as well if you want to watch it. I was scared about certain things that Patty Jenkins had decided to do with the movie. But I did find a lot of joy in the movie in certain scenes, especially. But I did feel that some of the action was held back, and just to see her in full Zack Snyder knock him down, drag out Wonder Woman, it will be great again. And of course, my favorite comic book character of all time, Superman in action in the black costume. And basically him doing the Man of Steel gravity breaking launch thing where his hands go on the ground and all the gravel lifts up in the air and they burst off into the air. I always kind of felt a little bit funny about the complaint that we never got to see the black costume Superman in the original Justice League movie, when it only showed up in the comic book for a few issues, and he didn't even have a cape. But we're gonna get it here. Here it is, and it should be awesome. And finally, it was released almost a week beforehand, I believe. The footage of Jared Leto, because Zack Snyder, if you don't know, brought him back in to actually film some additional scenes. And I hope this gives him the redemption that he deserves. Because I was actually in support of Jared Leto's version of the Joker. I didn't think that it was bad. I just thought that it was a completely different version, like every other Joker, like Jack Nicholson's Joker, like Heath Ledger's Joker, and now Joaquin Phoenix. I just believe that he wasn't given his due. And we all know, well, most of us know that a lot of those scenes from Suicide Squad were cut out because, once again, like the original Justice League movie, in the trailer, you saw so many scenes with the Joker that were not in the movie. So we only got like to skirt what kind of Joker he was trying to portray. I felt that I got it in just the scenes that he was in Suicide Squad, and I'm happy to see him back. And it just looks like it's going to be another good one. I really hope this movie's going to be good. I kind of don't have a doubt that it's going to be good at this point, but I know that the one thing I do want to say, and it's probably been said a couple times before now, but I've always had this opinion that honestly, if you didn't like any of those past Zack Snyder movies, you most likely won't like this movie, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just from my perspective, from my opinion, I did like Zack Snyder's version of the DC universe, and I wanted to see what it looked like in the future. I just didn't think that we were ever going to get it. I thought it was just going to be completely changed over, but to see this trailer and know that it's actually coming out in not too long, I'm very excited for this movie, and I just can't wait to see it. Yeah, so that's it. That's my thoughts on the new Zack Snyder Justice League trailer that will be premiering on HBO Max. 4-hour freaking movie. I can't wait for this. I think it looks really good, like I said, and just there's so many different things in there. And a lot of I know a lot of people says, "Oh, he's showing so much of it." This movie is like 4 hours long, or 4 hours, or an hour segment, or whatever they're going to do with it. I don't know if they're going to do it at the end now. People keep saying, "Oh, it's going to be a 4-hour movie," but first they said they're going to make it like a 2-day event or something like that. I don't care. Give it to me. I want to see it. I do like Zack Snyder's vision of the DC universe. I do like his gritty, in-your-face style. A lot of people call it a metal style. I call it kind of 90s darkness. And I did love this trailer. There's so many things I can't wait to see. And so that's my opinion on this trailer. What was your opinion on this trailer? Just let me know down below. I'm glad to hear your thoughts and everything like that. I know I put a lot out there when I said the stuff about Batman v Superman and Man of Steel, but I've never got to say it on video completely, so I just want to say it now. But what did you think of the trailer? Are you excited for Zack Snyder's Justice League, or you just don't give a crap at all? What are you? Let me know down below. If you like the content I'm putting up and you want to see any of my past videos, just subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when I upload a new video. I try to do a couple a week or a few for now until I can do more. And until next time, oh, by the way, almost forgot. I do write and draw my own online comic book like I mentioned in the beginning. It is called Visions of the New, which you can see at magcloud.com. And you get a printed version there, or you can just view it online, whatever you like to do. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great day.